Aquaba to Lacia75, the Black Unicorn channel. That's me. I'm Lacia75, the Black Unicorn. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about what I learned from my international move to Africa. I have had quite a few international moves, but I think that this one here to Africa is the most impactful for me. The one that has the most meaning, the most value, and the one where I actually understand where I'm from, what my ancestry is, what my heritage is, beyond that of the family that I have in the US. So what I feel that I learned from my move to Africa is quite a few things. One, I think it's super important, and I'm gonna lose count, so I'm gonna stop counting after one or two, so be ready. But one, I think that the most amazing thing about moving to Africa is that everything you think you know about Africa, everything that you ever seen as a kid or as an adult, or just, interactions with African people who live in the country that you're in, like let's say the US, it's going to be a totally different experience once you come to Africa, night and day, and all for the better. All for the better. No matter what challenges you may face, it's all at the end going to be for the better. It's going to be an extremely positive experience. I think that one of the biggest things I learned is to understand how to manage my expectations and or just let go of those expectations altogether. You can't assume that what you have in the West, you're going to have here in Africa. And that's any African country. You can't assume that just because, you have access to hot water. Y'all know I talk about water a lot because this has been my thing. But you can't assume just because you have access to hot water in the States or Europe or Canada or wherever you're at, that you're going to have access to that here in Africa. Or like it's a normal thing, like it's just totally like expected. Like, what do you mean? Like it's, natural. No, it's not. So letting go of a lot of those expectations, embracing and understanding that, Africa is not America. Africa is not England, right? Africa, and each country in Africa is its own entity with its own everything. Ghana in particular has its own way of doing every single thing you could think of, and it's completely opposite of what I'm used to. Everything is different. So I ask a lot of stupid questions. And I know they're stupid because sometimes when they come out of my mouth, I have to laugh at myself because it just sounds so stupid. But I'm asking them anyway. I don't care if somebody thinks they're stupid or not. Luckily, I have someone who just lets me ask the questions, who'll give me the biggest smile, won't laugh at me in my face, but he will laugh at me, just not in my face, and then help me understand why things are the way they are. So that lesson for me was just understanding how to manage those expectations. And then understanding how and what I should be moving over. Like when I say moving over, what should I ship from abroad here, right? And I get those questions a lot about shipping. There's so many questions about shipping. And I did another interview, I'll try to link it up here, with Ashanti Queen about building in Ghana. And she talked about shipping her items from the US to Ghana. And I also did another one of those videos with Forever Homes as well. So I'll probably just link the playlist for you guys to be able to watch it. But it talks a bit more in detail about shipping. But you need to know what you want to ship and what you need to ship and what you can actually buy here or buy in the African country you're going to. Because each African country is different and have different types of stores, different things that you can actually get. All African countries have artisans or carpenters who can create custom furniture for you, because woodworking is just a part of the culture across the continent, or at least in sub-Saharan Africa anyway. So they're able to create pieces of furniture and things like that. So I learned about these things. I learned about how to be able to ship my things with other Ghanaians versus hiring a super expensive moving international shipping company who wants to charge 10 times the price. So things like that. I learned that I need to stop thinking about things in dollars or euros, and I need to start thinking about things strictly in CDs, the local currency. And you should be thinking that way too, no matter what country you go to, whether it's Tanzania, Gambia, South Africa, whatever. You need to be thinking in that local currency, because even though your money goes further, it will go fast. And what you don't understand is that how fast it will go. People are happy to help you spend your money, and you'll wind up spending money on things that you're going to be like, why am I spending money on this? This makes no sense. So because of a lot of the things that I went through trying to make my move here to Africa, to figure out how things work, like what I should be doing, why I should be doing it, how I should be doing it, I took all the lessons I learned, you guys, and literally put it in a book. And that book is called Your Guide to Renting in Ghana, where I really break down the rental process, living here, moving your stuff, bringing a pet, the vaccinations, just everything, because there was so many things that was unknown for me, so many things that I actually experienced, that I just put it in the book to help others who are looking to move to Africa, in particular here to Ghana. And so you can get it from BlackUnicorn.org. So another thing that was really something for me is just really trying to figure out what things I wanted to ship from Germany and what things I wanted to ship from the US. So in Germany, I wound up shipping just large pieces and got rid of, I basically sold everything else. All I shipped over was just like my couch sectional and my dining room set and my grill, and that's it. I got rid of my bed. I got rid of the lamps and small items, and my refrigerator. I had a large American refrigerator because I thought I could ship the refrigerator, not knowing that sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But I sold it. So I decided to not ship things that I easily purchase in Ghana. And so I did. I rebought a refrigerator when I got here, things like that. So, and then the stuff that I have in the US, I really value those things, like my books. Other things that are important to me, are special to me, are just items that I feel I can't get here. I like really expensive sheets. My linens and sheets and things are all in storage. And I only have one or two with me. So I need to bring the rest of those over because I like my bed to be soft. You know what I'm saying? So it's just real simple. So, it's just a matter of your taste. It's a matter of your needs. So when people ask about shipping, that's something you have to think about. But for me, that was a lesson learned. And I will be shipping my things from the US over. I think it's also important to understand when you're thinking about the lessons that you learned is how people interact and talk to each other, like part of the culture here in Ghana. I was taken aback and surprised by how a grown man would talk to a grown woman. And just because the woman's a little bit older, he'll call her mommy, and he may not know her. He'll call an older man daddy. He won't know her. He'll call a man his age or similar in age uncle, or a woman auntie. And this is the same across the board, male or female. I'm just trying to use an example here. And this is common. I get called mommy or auntie a lot, and it always throws me off. But now I've been here long enough to get used to it. So actually, it doesn't throw me off anymore, but it did when I first got here. I was like, what is happening? I'm confused, and then when they're speaking to you, a lot of times there's this sign of respect that they'll put the word please in front of everything they say. Please, can you show me how to do this? Please, how can I help you? Well, they don't say, how can I help you ever? They just say, what do you want? In a store, please, what do you want? And so how they interact and talk is different. Those are cultural differences that I should have researched before coming here, so I would have learned and understood it more. When I visited, I didn't really pay attention to these things that much, but you pay attention and you notice and you see and you interact with a lot of different things when you actually live in the country versus just visiting the country. So these are just some of my lessons learned. You know, another lesson learned is to be able to really understand that you need multiple streams of income when you're living in Africa or when you're moving to another country. It's very important because you never know when something like a pandemic might come or something might stop your stream of income, especially if you only have one. So you need to have multiple streams of income. So that is a lesson learned, but I don't know if I want to say it was a lesson learned because I knew coming in I needed to have that, and I already had that. So I was already prepared. But I think that would be a good lesson learned for someone who doesn't think about it that way. You know, there's so many things about moving to another country, understanding culture and people and all these things that it takes so much time to know. I know the last thing I want to talk about, lesson learned, is doing business. The way the business is done here in Africa, in particular in Ghana, is nothing. Absolutely 150 million, 1,000% nothing like I've ever seen business done. And I've been doing business for over 20 years. So in multiple countries and continents, and I've never seen it done like this here. So this is always everyday lessons being learned for me. So these are things you have to kind of like prep yourself with. And I'm sure my lessons learned from my international moves are going to be different than someone else's lessons learned from their international moves. Because if you guys hear and talk to me, I'm always coming from a professional perspective because it is what it is. You know, I'm not one of these people running around with no education. I worked hard for my education. And so, you know, I'm going to be proud and talk about it. So some people don't understand that and don't talk about it, but your professionalism, and not professionalism, but your profession, your skill set matters. And I talk about this in depth and detail in the Black Unicorn Academy that I created to help you guys be able to understand how to move back, prepare yourself mentally and financially to be able to just adapt, be around like-minded individuals, growing a community to help people be able to repatriate successfully. I put content on the Black Unicorn Academy, video content that I do not put on YouTube. And we hold monthly calls to talk about what's happening in our community. And I really help to share with the members of the Black Unicorn Academy about what's happening and how to do things and navigate here in Africa, in particular here in Ghana. So I hope you guys will go over to theblackunicorn.org and you know, check it out. So I hope that you found this useful and not too long. And forgive me if it's long. I tried to record this like 5 times. So this is the cut that I finally decided to just go ahead and post. So I hope it's all right. Let me know what you think are some of the toughest things about moving internationally. If you have moved internationally, what were some of the things for you that made it a bit more easy, or lessons you learned because of the complications that happened? And it, you know, just, you know, share with the community. The Black Unicorns would like to hear about it so we can discuss, talk about it, and just, you know, a lot of times when I read your comments, guys, it helps me with ideas of what I should be talking about to you all, because sometimes I don't know what you might want to hear. And this is one of those things that someone asked, and here I am talking about it. All right, guys, see you soon. Bye.